Well, it's that time of year again. It's going to be football season. It's about a month away. Personally, I love football. I love everything about the sport. I can literally watch it all day. All the time, though, I get the question, which is better, college football or the NFL? My name is Leo, and I'm here to tell you all why college football is so much better than the NFL. Today, I'm going to be discussing three main topics. I'll first dive into a few things college football has that the NFL doesn't have. I will then talk about the postseason and why college football has a more preferable postseason. And lastly, I will talk about college football Saturdays versus NFL Sundays. Now, college football has a very unique system, and for people who don't watch college football, the system may not make sense at all. But what will make sense are some of the things that college football has that the NFL doesn't have that makes it so much greater, which I will dive into now. Well, first off, college football has one of the biggest rivalries you'll ever come across too. Think of Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee, Florida, USC, UCLA. And those rivalries aren't just in field. They're 365, 24/7. Now tell me, what kind of rivalry does the NFL have? The Cowboys versus the Redskins? Two teams that play each other twice a year, or even sometimes three times a year? That's not a rivalry. Secondly, college football has tradition. Checkered end zones, a loud boat horn every time a Husky scores a touchdown, the black shirts of the Cornhuskers, the Tennessee band creating a T before a big game. I mean, that's tradition. Tradition is something fans and players alike have in common, and not a lot of sports carry that. Now, what kind of tradition does the NFL have? An annual party for them to celebrate their annual revenue they made that year? That's not tradition. But most of all, the biggest difference between college football and the NFL is the passion. It's the passion for the game. Those kids play because they respect the sport and because they want to win. These kids aren't worried about a $25 million deal that their agent is trying to get for them. Fans don't have to worry about their quarterback or their wide receiver leaving because of a lack of a contract extension. The NFL doesn't have the passion college football has. As a matter of fact, I can go as far and say the NFL disrespects the game of football. Now, when it comes to tradition, rivalries, and passion, no one can deny that college football wins in those categories, hands down. However, some may say that NFL's postseason is what makes them better, which I will dive into now. Fine, the NFL has the Super Bowl, the biggest event of the year. I can't deny it because I love the Super Bowl. However, college football not only has one national championship, but it also has four others as well. If you really think about it, if you get all the people who watch the Rose Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, and the national championship, and you add them all together, you get as much people, possibly even more, watching college football championships than the Super Bowl. I mean, not only that, like I mentioned earlier, there are five championships, meaning there are five games to watch. The Super Bowl only has one game, and usually those games are over within the first quarter. In college football, if one game's boring, you have four others to look forward to. Now tell me, which odds are better for you to watch a good game? One Super Bowl game or five college championship games? I'd say the college games. Now let's look at college football versus the NFL on a different lens. Which days are people most likely to watch football? Saturdays or Sundays? I will now finally talk about college football Saturdays versus NFL Sundays. College football Saturdays is perfect. Personally, I'll tell you why. After a long week of work, I like to unwind on my Fridays. I like to go out, I like to party, I like to go home late. The next morning, I like to sleep in till about 10 or 11, and once I wake up, I like to watch college football all day. Why? Because Saturdays are normally people's free days. Now on Sundays, I wake up early, I go to church, I do my laundry, and I get ready for my work week. When do I have the time to watch an NFL game? As a matter of fact, the majority of people that had the same schedule as me on Sundays, NFL can pretty much be a burden to their schedule. And that's what makes college football even more perfect. It's broadcasted on the perfect day. So today, I discussed why college football is so much better than the NFL, covering some of the things college football has that the NFL doesn't have, the postseason, and college Saturdays versus NFL Sundays. College football is the best thing that's ever happened to America. It shows us why the sport of football is the greatest sport in the world. So next month, dedicate yourself into watching more college football. Trust me, your love for the sport will rise higher than you ever thought it would. Thank you.